at Sri Ramavarma High School, Ernakulam, from 1931 to 1939, and Maharaja College, Ernakulam, 1939 to 1941. He did BSc Honors with first class and first rank and MA from the Presidency College, Madras. CVS later joined the Madras University Botany Laboratory, previously it was known as UBL, to work for his PhD degree under the supervision of the legendary Professor T.S. Sadasivan, who was the former director of Center for Advanced Studies in Botany. He was awarded PhD degree in the year 1948 for his thesis on soil condition and wilt diseases in plants with specific reference to Fusarium vaccinimpactum on cotton. Subsequently, he received the DSc in the year 1957 from the University of Madras for his published work on floristics and taxonomic studies on fungi imperfecta. Starting his career as a senior lecturer in Madras University in 1951, he was promoted to post of reader in 1953. Professor CVS successfully held the post of professor of plant pathology at the Indian Agriculture Research Institute, IRI, New Delhi from 1958 to 1960, and professor and head of the Department of Botany in the University of Rajasthan from 1960 to 1964. Subsequently, he moved to University of Madras as a professor of botany and later became the director for Center for Advanced Studies in Botany from 1948 to 85, the post which he held until his retirement. There are huge information about him. Because of want of time, I would like to mention some of his significant contributions. Professor C.V. Subramanian's major contributions in mycology are on fungal floristics and taxonomy. Late Professor CVS pioneering work on exploration of flora of India resulted not only in the discovery and the description of numerous new and interesting species of fungi, but also eventually culminated in writing the monograph I for My Seeds, published by Indian Council of Agriculture Research in 1971. And there are many of his associates and students followed the trend which highlighted our ancient language, Sanskrit. At the global level, some of the Sanskrit generic name proposed Professor C.V. Subramaniam for the fungi are Angulomaya, Asthanam, like that. There are many Sanskrit name he has coined to the newly described fungi. And he is involved in establishment of International Mycological Association Committee for Asia. Presently, it is Asian Mycological Society, with country representative from all Asian and South Asian countries, where CVS played a major role. Under his leadership, they conducted 2 meetings where D.L. Ashworth, the significant contribution of Professor C.V. Subramaniam. It was a personal appeal from Professor CVS to the former Prime Minister of India, Mrs. Indira Gandhi, that lead to abandonment of a hydroelectric project in the Silent Valley in the Western Ghats and conservation of the whole area as a bio reserve. As president of the International Mycological Association during 1977 to 1983, he secured a special status for mycology in the International Union of Biological Sciences at the General Assembly of the IUBS in Helsinki in 1979. As president of IMA, Professor CVS was closely involved in the organization of IMC3 in Tokyo in the year 1983. Professor C.V. Subramaniam established the Mycology Society of India in 1973 in the august presence of a galaxy of mycologists from India and abroad. During the International Symposium on Taxonomy of Fungi held at the Center for Advanced Studies in Botany, University of Madras, Professor C.V. Subramaniam founded the journal Kavaka. Fungus in Sanskrit name, Kavaka means fungi, fungus. Now it is named as a transaction of mycologist of India. The transaction of the my MSI and also edited the journal since its inception till 1998. Fascinated by the beauty of Amanita muscarita, the fly agaric, Professor C.V. Subramaniam incorporated the magenta color of the mushroom as a background of cover page of journal Kavaka. So he has received innumerable awards. If I start reading, it takes longer time, but quickly I wanted to mention. He was received Jawaharlal Nehru Fellowship in the year 1976. Dr. E.K. Janagammal National Award for Taxonomy by Government of India. He served as a Vice President in the year 1971 to 77 and President in the year 1977 to 83 of the International Mycological Association, a rare distinction conferred on an Indian mycologist. And notably, he is the honorary member of the Mycological Society of America and British Mycological Society. He was an elected fellow of the Indian Academy of Sciences, Bangalore, the Indian National Science Academy, INSA, New Delhi, and the National Academy of Agriculture Sciences, NAS, New Delhi. He was chairman of the editorial board, Plant Sciences of the Indian Academy of Sciences for over a decade. And Mycological Society of India honored late Professor CVS by dedicating Kavaka Volume 42 to him on his 90th birthday. With this, my honor to ask Madam to invite Professor C. Manoharachari, one of the living great mycologists, to deliver the C.V. Subramaniam Memorial Lecture. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. So, in the memory of this stalwart in mycology, especially in Hyphomycetes, this award, memorial award lecture, that is Professor C.V. Subramanian Memorial Award Lecture, this time is to be delivered by another stalwart in the field of mycology, Professor C. Manohar Acharya from the Department of Botany, Osmania University, Hyderabad. He has more than 40 years of experience, 16 books to his credit, and has more than very meaningful 400 research papers to his credit. And he has nurtured more than 50 PhD students who are well placed at different places. And the most satisfying part of a teacher's job is to see his students well settled, the ones you nurture them in their PhDs. So I would invite Professor C. Manohar Acharya. He would be talking on pioneers in Indian mycology. This is the first blended mode lecture in this session and in this conference, I suppose. So Professor C. Manohar Acharya has sent in a lecture which has been recorded, pre-recorded, and that would be, we all will be listening to that lecture. Thank you so much. I request the organizers to kindly play the lecture. So by the time they are trying to put it on, there is somebody's bag lying out here and the mobile is there in it. It is ringing. Yours? So it is ringing continuously since. Achha. Dr. Saab, can we call Dr. C. Manorachari? So if he can speak on the PPTs from there, because we would love to listen to this talk. So there is some technical problem in the playing of the PPT, which is audio recorded also. So as the organizers, they have decided, and the MSI has decided that we can request Dr. Manora Chariji to again resend this audio video PPT so that we can play it for the interest of the audience at a later time in the day, today or maybe tomorrow. They were trying to contact Dr. C. Manorachari, but he could not be contacted somehow. So now we come to the end of this first technical session, in which we had two lectures, that is one by the MSI President, Professor Absar Ahmed ji, and the second one, the Lifetime Achievement Award, delivered by Professor K.R. Aneja. And the third one, of course, we would be listening to it very soon. I hope that we will be able to, because it's going to be a very interesting lecture, especially for the young minds. So at this point, as a co-chair for the session, technical session 1, it is my duty to thank my chair person for the day, Dr. B.S. Rodriguez ji. And then I need to thank the organizers of the national conference, and I need to thank MSI for giving me this opportunity to chair this session. And it is a very pleasant duty, although it came just as a emergent thing to me. I hope I have not done many blunders in conduct of this this session. Thank you so much for the patient listening, and thank you.
Thank you very much, ma'am. Now I request Dr. Sahi, Organizing Secretary, to present memento to Co-Chairman, Madam Munirij Kaur. Thank you very much, ma'am, for organizing such a successful session. Now it's time for lunch break. I request all the participants, there is a bus facilities in front of auditorium. So after lunch, we will assemble again uh, at the Biotechnology Hall, a smart classroom of this university. Thank you very much.
సరే సరే కానివ్వండి మేము కానిస్తాము.
సార్ ఇది డిఎల్ఎస్ సార్.
నలుగురం ఏడా రాస్తున్నాం, మీరు వస్తారేమో నేను చేస్తున్నా. ఓకే 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 రైట్ రైట్. ఇది ఆపేస్తాను.